Well, I'm not happy that apparently tomorrow the Prime Minister has invited university vice-chancellors in to discuss how to deal with protest. Well, maybe he should be instead thinking about the right of people to protest, the right of free speech in a democracy, and the right to speak out.
How long do you hope to stay here? Or think to stay here?
As long as it takes. I mean, if we have negotiations and our demands are met, we're hoping a week, but honestly, as long as it takes. If we have to stay here a month, then we're here to stay. And if it's going to take police coming here as well, I mean, so be it. This is how it is. The student revolution will rise, and we are going to be a massive part of it.
Peeps is here at the SOAS Liberated Zone, a student encampment set up 3 days ago to demand bold and urgent action for Palestine. This is one of 14 student encampments across the UK, inspired by recent protests for Palestine at American universities. We're here to find out what the students and activists have to say.
So I was part of the launch team of the encampment, so we've been running since Monday. So this is our third day here at the Liberated Zone. And really the reason that we're here is to hold our university accountable and demand that they divest from companies that are complicit.
They're complicit in their investments, they're complicit with their partnerships with Israeli institutions. So we're here to make very clear demands on the institution, say that it's really time for them to make urgent change. We're calling for them to divest. They've got investments in actually really awful companies.
We have very intentionally made this a space of community. It's a multi-faith space of community. For example, on our launch day, we had Parents for Palestine come down, and we had kids playing at our launch rally, and it's just a really amazing community feel, and that's very intentional. That's what we want it to be. But at the same time, we're not here to have fun. We're here to, first of all, politically educate ourselves, because this is so important to stay politically educated and raise the consciousness of the student movement, but also at all times to centre Palestine, to centre Gaza and the suffering that they're going through, because that is ultimately the reason that we're here.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, when I first saw Colombia, I was just so in awe and so inspired by what the students there were doing. And then once it spread everywhere in the US, it was incredible. And then UK started it, and I was like, it's great. We're globalizing. We truly are creating links from the US, from Mexico, from Italy, from us here in the UK.
How long do you think you'll be here? How long do you think until the university hears your demands?
Well, we're here indefinitely until our demands are met. We don't know when that will be. The university has put out a very sort of broad statement to the whole student body, but not speaking of anything on our demands or anything. We haven't had any direct communication with them as of yet. So yeah, we don't know when we're going to hear from them, but we're here to stay until we get what we want.
So I feel really invigorated and energized seeing students rise up in line with the global movement for Palestine. So we've actually seen over 142 and counting encampments across the globe, and over 14 and counting in Britain. So SOAS students have always kind of been politically active and conscious, and are using this encampment as a vehicle to apply pressure on the uni administration, but also on politics on a more national level. This encampment is actually an escalation tactic. Students have been organising for months, and this is kind of a testament to student power. Honestly, that's what's bringing me here today.
So I'm a SOAS student. I'm not camping, but I've got a bunch of mates who are, and I just thought, I'd come out here and show my support, because I do agree with what they're doing. I think it's really important that the university gives into our demands, because we want to divest from any companies that support Israel. We want the university to give us free and open information if they are supporting Israel in any way. And I think it's really, really important that we show the Palestinians that we are standing in solidarity with them as well. If you know any SOAS students, you know that they're very, very determined people. So they're not going to give up until we actually get what we want.
I'm appalled at what's happening in Gaza. 34,000 dead already, including 11,000 children, and now contemplation of a bombardment of Rafah, where there are over 1 million people corralled into a very small town. I've been to that town on a number of occasions. Indeed, I was there as an election observer in 2006 when the elections took place. And I think this encampment just shows the solidarity of students in SOAS and in other universities with the people of Gaza, but also saying to their university authorities, withdraw your investment in the arms industry, which is exporting arms to Israel, which are being used to bomb the people of Gaza.
And do you think that the university will listen to the students' demands?
I think they're going to have to. Look at the student body, look at the demonstration that's out here, look at this wonderful, totally peaceful demonstration, and look at the public opinion in Britain, which is overwhelmingly in favour of a full, permanent and immediate ceasefire and withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza.
They want students to be silenced, and they want to restrict and control the political expression of students, and this is why this encampment is happening. SOAS students are planning to stay here for as long as it takes for SOAS to adhere to the political demands of the encampment. The encampment is a tactic, it's not the strategy, and we need to understand these encampments as a place to politicize students, to bring people in, and that's exactly what they're doing. Like I haven't seen SOAS campus this booming in a really long time, and that's partly because of the repression on campus, but it's also because students are starting to remember their role on campuses and remind ourselves that we are active agents on campus, and this is a testament to that.
Of course, we're deeply upset and moved through grief in our action, but we're also here because we can see that this institution is directly complicit, and we're not going to let that be forgotten.
Obviously the weather today is beautiful, but some of the days that you've been here, it hasn't been as nice. What's it like to be camping out in the rain, in the cold?
So the first night, the actual launch of the encampment was really rainy, it was wet and muddy, but also students here recognise that the discomfort that we might be experiencing is only a fraction of what Palestinians in Gaza have been experiencing over the last few months with the continuous displacements, and we're not going to wait for the weather to dictate when we rise up and when we don't.